Well, I'd like to continue along the thoughts of, can we get our pets back? Been working hard today. It's been really, really good. I've gotten a lot done. I'm sitting out in my screened-in porch that we just finished, and it's just really, really a good place to meditate, and I'm hoping to do videos now. So, can we get our pets back? Namaste. Now, literally translated, namaste means the divine within me bows to the divine within you. I like that. And despite its conciseness, this one word encompasses the essential teachings of Hinduism. I cannot think of a better way to honor you. I'm extremely excited to continue to relay my perspectives on animal reincarnation because I have had amazing experiences. Things get a little more difficult from here on, so be patient if I choke up. I will be reading my thoughts to you. Remember the dead horse that I spoke of in a previous video? She came trotting majestically into my Sunday afternoon nap, 3 months after she was euthanized for the wobbles. You horse people understand this, but suffice it to say, she developed a debilitating and life-threatening neurological disorder, which was dealt with humanely, but with many tears. The vision was at pre-dusk, when the sun was at that magical position in the sky, illuminating everything so that it appeared beautiful beyond words. Her mane and tail were wild, long, and touched the ground. Even though she never looked like that when she was alive. Regardless, I knew who she was. Her owner was stunned when I explained her wild appearance. You see, she was a Canadian, and in the wild, that's what they looked like. This piece of information convinced both her owner and I that this was a genuine communication from the afterlife. With some urgency, she spoke. I didn't know that I had died. I finally figured it out, so I'm going now. Tell my owner that to me, he was another horse and that we were in the same herd. That was it, except for the love. This horse loved him with her whole heart, broad, deep, unrestricted. I just wept at its beauty, and I still do. I realized with great pain that we humans squeeze off our love, putting untold conditions on it, twisting it into a maze-like torturous pathway that hardly anyone can pass. From that time on, I resolved to love more like a horse. Now I want to get to the pet reincarnation with Turdley and Jackson. I just love these two little cats. Turdley was rejected by his mother when he was 4 weeks old, shoving him into the litter box to die. The name seemed appropriate since I found him sitting in the turds. When the distraught owner called me to come see him, he was screaming, very sick, and about to die. With the first bottle of kitten formula, he was mine for life and was with me for 20 years. Now, Jackson was abandoned at my veterinarian's office, and since he was a feral kitten, was quite withdrawn and totally uninterested in humans. All humans but me. He, of his own free will, walked over, crawled in my arms, and immediately stretched out on his back and fell asleep. The astonished staff tearfully affirmed that I had been officially chosen. That little cat was my constant shadow. There was nothing, nothing, that I would do without him. I loved that little brat. At 6 months old, as a friend left the house, he bolted out the door, went into the road, and was killed by a car. I think I cried 30 years of pain, cradling his lifeless little body. A psychic friend stopped by right after it happened. Talk about timing. As we both held him, she tearfully said, "Jackson is still running around in spirit, wondering why we aren't playing with him." She told him that he had died and that he needed to cross over. And he agreed with the wisdom of that, and that was it, so I thought. In a Cry on YouTube video, Lee Carroll revealed that after they have died, we can ask the universe to return them to us. Don't you agree our time with our pets is way too short? If we wish, we can ask the universe to continue the love. This truly resonated with me. According to him, we may ask for our pets to reincarnate within the first 3 months after their passing. Waiting any later than that makes it a little more difficult, but not impossible. "Oh, I'll never have another pet again. It hurts too much to lose them," is no longer valid in this new energy. It never really was. True love always has its object's interests as the priority. True love is unconditional. Of course, the universe is never straightforward or predictable. Your pet may change sex or even species. You will know when you look into their eyes, Cryon said. What a welcome dispensation of grace for these times. Newsflash, ta-da! I got Turdley and Jackson back. I kid you not. Here's the story. My neighbor's cat was killed by a car, leaving a small litter of 4-week-old defenseless kittens. They were dying from hunger. It was awful. When I finally got them home after a snowstorm in May, Canada's like that, Penelope had a seizure and started to actively die in front of me. My spirit guides instructed me to put her in a warm bath to reverse the hypothermia. She revived. I wrapped her in paper towels to dry and keep her warm. She looked like a mummy. I stabilized her blood sugar, then fed her a bottle of kitten milk replacement. She was so very sick that I had her sleep on my chest for 2 weeks until she recovered. Her sister, Ursa Minor, she got the name because she looked like a little black bear. The vet loves that name. She was in better shape, while big old Bruiser tanked around the house like a pro wrestler. I was going to name him Schrodinger to prove that the cat was alive, to you physics buffs. But he's really not that smart. They became happy, playful, grateful little kittens, accepting me as their new mother. These little balls of fur sounded like a herd of wildebeest running around the house, always in constant motion until they would drop where they were, exhausted. I would call, "Hey, kids," whenever I came back home, and they would bound down the stairs, jumping up on my lap, rubbing my face with theirs. It was as if they said, "Oh boy, I love you, now feed us." Raising those babies was, and still is, a heavenly experience. Shortly after their arrival, I visited the psychic community of Lilydale, New York. In a large group reading, the presiding psychic asked me, "Who are the three? Who are the three?" I, the proud parent, informed everyone in attendance of my newfound family of kittens. She sternly charged me to take extra good care of these little blessings from the universe, and I have been diligent to do so. Penelope, Ursa, Bruiser, and I have been through divorce, moving, retirement, countless life changes, and have really stuck together as a supportive family unit. They need my constant attention and reassurance, and I need theirs. Wherever I sit or sleep, the three are right there and up in my business, up in my grill. After about 6 months, the kittens' personalities manifested in an unexpected way. Penelope behaves just like Jackson, my dear departed chicken. Did you hear what I said? My dear departed kitten. Oh my God, I must be tired. Even to the point of using my underwear as a hammock when I'm enthroned in the bathroom. TMI, I know. And supervises everything I do. Okay, forget about privacy. She leads me where she wants me to go and grabs my hand to where she wants to be pet. Sometimes it hurts. Just exactly as Jackson did. Now, Ursa is very quirky, just as Turdley was. Turds would be held only on my left shoulder, circling clockwise 3 times before settling down. The only difference between my deceased cats and my present fur babies is that they are the opposite sex to their counterparts, but look and act identical. We are continuing the love, picking right up where we left off. I am amazed and so very grateful. I am relieved of my immense grief because my babies came back to me. So what do you think of them apples? It's pretty cool, eh? I feel so blessed by my loving Father, Mother God. I pray that you find as much comfort in this new dispensation of grace as I have. Go ahead, try it, and discover what happens. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. This past October, I lost my beloved Tortie, Miss B. She was with me for 17 years. Of course, she had her stroke on the Friday before a long weekend, so I held her and fed her kitten milk for 3 days until the vet could see us. While the kittens are my children, Miss B was my mother in so many ways. If any of you have had tortoiseshell calicos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She was constantly in tune with my moods. If she did not approve of something, she would give me the look, that withering look that only mothers can give. If I talked too loudly on the phone, I know, imagine me doing that. She would put her paw on my mouth to quiet me. Like, whoop. Some random person found this 4-week-old kitten in the middle of a busy New York City highway, risking her life to rescue it from traffic. I am eternally grateful to this valiant hero. They asked a friend who knew me, who asked if I would foster her. She was a squalling, hungry, hot mess when they brought her to my apartment. I plopped that warm bottle of KMR into her little mouth. She burped, fell asleep, and that was all she wrote. We stole each other's hearts that night. When it was time for us to say goodbye, My dear vet had me sneak in the back door of the animal hospital, safeguarding my grief from prying eyes. They gave me ample time to say goodbye before administering the injections. As she left me, she said telepathically, "See you in 5 years." I fully expect her to keep that promise. Well, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Loving is risky because it opens you to possible loss, and I know that's hard. On the other hand, pets bring such joy and enrichment to existence. I can't imagine life otherwise. Knowing there's a chance to rekindle what is lost really encourages me to welcome animals into my life. Go ahead, ask the universe, see what happens. The divine within me bows to the same divine within you. Namaste. I love you.